we will start on with a next video. In this video, we will be discussing about the instructions, how to use SMP, what are the different inputs and what are the different outputs of SMP. So one by one we will discuss. So first of all, we'll go to the instruction sheet. We will see what are the instructions. So first instruction is that you have to enter inputs in the cells having light green color. So they have mentioned it very clearly that you have to enter inputs in cells having only light green color. So if you see, come to the dashboard, you see that light green color, there are only four cells: B1, D1, E1 and F1, and we will see in detailing what does this each cell stands for, what type of input is required in this cell. And so we'll go to the input sheet. So if you see B1, so in B1 we have to specify name of the stock whose name whose analysis is expected, right? So you go to this B1 cell and select any stock. You will automatically the data will be extracted and analysis calculations will be done. Okay, then second is time frame. Time frame: daily for intraday traders, weekly for swing traders. So if you go to the D1 cell, you will see there are two options, daily and weekly. If you want to do intraday trading, go to daily option, and whatever automatically it will recalculate its daily levels. If you go to weekly, it will automatically calculate the weekly levels. Okay, so this is the time frame. And then E1 and F1. E1 is the start date, F1 is the end date. So basically if you see start date, SMP needs minimum 5 to 10 years of data. So you specify a date which is 5 to 10 years from today, right? And end date should be today's date. And in case if you are backtesting, then specify your end date according. This means that suppose if I have to trade today, so I have to specify the end date as today's date, right? Then the start date will be, either you can set it 5 years or 10 years from today, then that will be either 2015, then set it as 2015. Automatically the data will be extracted for 2015. And if you want for 10 years, previous 10 years data, then put 2010 and just press enter. Automatically it will extract the 10 years data and it will recalculate based upon 10 years. Okay, so now you are clear that only four inputs are required. That is the name of the stock, the time frame, which time frame you have to work. You have to work in weekly or you have to work in daily, the start date and the end date. Okay, we are done with inputs. We will go to the instruction sheet first. Then they have mentioned other cells should not be disturbed other than the input cells. Other than the input cell, no other cell should be used for feeding any data. Please remember this thing. Okay, and then refresh button is provided in C1 in case if the data is not extracted or if there is some error in reading, then just activate this button. Once this button is activated, the complete data is refreshed. Okay, then we will see description of stock market Panchangam. Okay, three signals are provided which are colored as green, yellow and red. Prefer signals given by green and yellow. So basically this instruction comes under output section. So we will see what are the different outputs of the system. GYR signal. The dashboard has three signals in G2, G3 and G4, which is colored in green, yellow and red color. So if you come to dashboard, you can see that these are these signals, that is green signal, yellow signal and red signal. You should give preference to the green signal and yellow signal. So whenever you get green and yellow as buy, prefer that stock for buying. If you get green signal as sell and yellow signal as sell, then prefer short selling in that particular script. Okay, so we have discussed about the GYR signal. Okay, the next output which is mentioned is zones. The whole dashboard is divided into 10 zones which has corresponding levels in B, column B. So you can see that the complete dashboard is divided in 10 zones and its corresponding levels are mentioned in uh, column B. So you can see over here from zone to the levels. For every zone there is a level 8, 9, 10. Okay, then uh, support, right? The zone with the support with in column E, the zone with the highest support is marked in yellow color. A support is the level from where the market bounces back, right? So you go to the support column. This is a support column. Column E is a support column. You can see that at zone 5 it is having the highest support, right? So it is the highest percentage in all the 10 zone, so it will be marked yellow. And accordingly the last output, I guess, uh, no resistance in column F, right? So over here in column F you get the yellow marked will be done in the zone which is having the highest resistance. Okay, over here 7th zone is marked with yellow, so highest zone resistance zone is zone 7. Okay, then next close, column C. Column C, this is close, so this gives the probability of where the market is going to close at the end of the week. Wherever the percentage is high, you should anticipate that that particular zone you will be having the closing for that particular week. So over here if you see the highest closing is in zones 5th, so you should expect the market to descend in zone 5 by weekend in this particular script in Apollo Hospital, right? And then the last output, reached, in column D. So if you see over here in column D we are having the reach probability. So wherever the highest, for example over here 100%, 97%, then 78%, then 47%. So whichever is the highest percentage, the market has greater tendency to visit those levels. So that is the reach probability. Okay, we are done with all the inputs and we are done with all the outputs. Okay, and other instructions we will see. uh, if you do a daily analysis of the stock, then in D1 cell you have to set daily. We have already seen it in the inputs. If you need weekly analysis which starts from Monday till Friday, then you need to select weekly in the D1. Okay, that is also discussed. E1 is the start date and F1 even that is discussed. Suppose during calculation, this point is worth mentioning. Suppose during calculation if you get num error in the dashboard, then it signifies that the pattern is formed for the first time. Suppose instead of this percentage, if you get a num error over here in all the cells, you will get num error, then you should consider that this pattern is formed for the first time. It has no back history, so for that reason you will get an error in all the cells. Okay. Okay, about 10 zone is the overbought area. Below second zone is the oversold area. So what it is telling that if the market price goes above the 10 zone, the market will try to descend from this zone because it is already overbought zone area, and market falls from the overbought area. So there will be a slight selling when the market reaches to the overbought zone. Okay, the same way when the market comes to the oversold zone, that is when it comes below the zone 2, there will be, you can see a buying sentiment developed when it comes in this zone. So that is called oversold zone. So this zone 1 is the oversold zone, zone 10 is a overbought zone. Okay, this point is already discussed. And note, SMP should not be used as a standalone decision making tool because it is statistical analysis of past history. Recommended to use with trade setup to get confirmation from past history. It's specially mentioned for the technical traders who have their own setup. Please use it in with confluence with your existing trade setup, because this is statistical analysis, and what you are doing on charts is a technical, is a uh, is more of a technical trading, right? So get confluence between your technical analysis and SMP, which will give you statistical. If both the output are matching, then you can decide to trade. For fundamental trader and for a sentimental trader, they can use this system as a standalone, because they as in don't know at what level they have to enter. So this system can act as a standalone system for them. Input output instructions. Okay, so as such we have done with all the instructions. In next videos we will be discussing about what are the different strategies, what we have in this we have to use. Thanks a lot. Please like and subscribe.